Okay, Michael here, and about a year ago, I was really advocating for efforts to stop the war with Russia and Ukraine, having realized that Russia had invaded Ukraine, and from all aspects that I saw, it was for justifiable reasons. Um, because in 2014, there was a peace agreement basically developed under the banner of what's called the Minsk Accord or the Minsk Protocol. And Ukraine being an adjoining country to Russia, it was basically thought of that no efforts would be made to arm Ukraine or to make them a part of NATO that then would be a strategic offense to Russia. So our present president, who was then vice president, and the president at that time, they got involved in Ukraine politics and started to have a lot of corrupt um, things going on in Ukraine. And so a lot of efforts was because of personal interests and the seat of corruption that is what really seemed to have stimulated the war efforts to arm Ukraine. And it would have been simple at that time because the request by the Russians at that time was one, to demilitarize, and two, not to become a part of NATO or be making such efforts. And so there was a president whose claim to fame was that he was a comedian and an actor. I mean, real life uh, characteristics of this person. And initially just started to play a game of PR, public relations war, and then we were told that it was a humanitarian reasons why the West was getting involved, and no one had the right to invade a sovereign country. This was for lovers of lies who refused to look at the truth and was just programmed by the media to believe that Russia was a bad guy, Ukraine was a good guy, and Ukraine and all the efforts of the West were really making significant damages to Russia, in addition to all of the sanctions that were being leveled. Of course, designed to really turn Russia into rubble. And it was a lot of lies. The fact is, I can really see now that despite what the media is saying, despite the media suggesting that everybody is going to keep on giving arms and military stuff and personnel and equipment and blah, 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 the bottom is really coming out of the pan. And as far as I'm concerned, from what I'm seeing, I could be wrong, but I can see that this war is coming to a head. It's going to be over soon. And it's going to be over soon when far more lives and property get demolished. And in fact, it is Ukraine that is being turned into ruble. Rumbles. Yeah, it's Ukraine that's being really destroyed. All those lives, all those infrastructure damage could have been prevented. But no one really seemed to allude to the importance of this. And so that's what's happened, because all the participants who went along the trajectory of trying to justify a war that was far from justifiable end up hurting themselves. You know, I went to buy a bottle of rubbing alcohol yesterday. I realized I paid $4 at Walmart for a bottle of rubbing alcohol. I mean, the cost of everything, goods and services, have really doubled, if not tripled, and life in general has become a lot more precarious, even as we have infringed on possibly of nuclear war. So I'm happy to believe that this war is coming to a head, and it's really a tragedy that basically was self-inflicted, and a lot of people will have accountability for. And I just wanted to share my 2 cents on it. I'll be glad when this war is done and we can get back to some kind of hopeful living based on what the world is going on with. Of course, we always have hope to the ultimate in the Father. And He sits high and looks low. And those people who are wicked shall surely pay the price. All right, let's up.